taking a walk. Have you prepared the dinner?
Yes. It's not quite the same as it was, but nobody will notice the difference. Just taking a leaf out of your book.
But I have no book.
No, but you were admiring your paintings.
I was admiring them, yes, but they are not mine. Such finesse. I wish I had the talent to paint so well.
I think you're far too modest. The work of a famous French painter, you said, when you sold them to my aunt.
No, but of course. One day they will be worth many times the price your aunt paid.
I'm sure the originals will. Such a pity that these are forgeries.
What are you saying? You always your aunt when she purchased them. We had them valued by another gallery.
But then you replaced the originals with your forgeries. You knew my aunt was ignorant about art. She'd never know the difference.
Dorothy, never have I heard such a cock and cow story. Elizabeth can vouch for me. Many times have I dealt with her father.
I don't care tuppence for how you swindled Elizabeth or her father. Do you think I'm a fool, Pierre? I may not know about art, but I do have a very good eye for detail.
You're making a very big mistake, Dorothy. I swear, these are originals.
In that case, you won't mind if I call the police.
No, but you are wasting your time. Your aunt will never forgive you, Dorothy. You will make yourself look very foolish.
I'll just have to risk that.
Wait, please, put the phone down. Perhaps we could talk some more.
So I am right. Good. I wasn't quite sure. Take my advice, Pierre. Never play poker. You'd lose very badly.
So, you have tricked me. What happens now?
That rather depends on you. I'm not a vindictive person. Let's assume this is your first offense.
Well, what it is, I swear.
Well, you shouldn't. It's a very bad habit. My aunt paid you how much? 2,000 pounds?
Well, for your aunt, I give her a special price of 1,900.
You're all heart. I suppose for 5,000 pounds, I could have a lapse of memory about this conversation.
5,000? I do not have 5,000.
Oh dear. But I don't want to cause you embarrassment, Pierre. As you are so generous, I'll give you a special discount. 4,900. You have a week. Then I call the police.
But that is impossible. A week is far too short.
Well, that's all you've got. You're lucky, Pierre. If my aunt ever found out, she wouldn't be so understanding.
We've given up all thoughts of a walk. It's gotten so cold out there now.
I think Pierre's been finding it rather hot in here.
Oh, really? Yeah, take off your jacket. You don't need to stand on ceremony amongst friends. In fact, most of our guests already went upstairs to change for dinner. Dinner will be all right, Dorothy.
It's going to be fine.
Pierre, your paintings have pride and place. They do so cheer up a room.
Ah, yes. The paintings.
Now, I'm so pleased that you persuaded me to invest. And I know I haven't had them long. But how much do you think they're worth now?
About 2 years, I expect.
Pardon, dear?
I said you've had them about 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Pierre, how much?
It is very difficult. I would say 5,000 pounds.
Really? That much? I knew I had a bargain. You see, Dorothy? She never really liked them.
No, but I'm beginning to see their good points now.
So, yeah, what have you brought for me this time?
I regret to tell you I have nothing for you.
But surely your luggage in the hall.
They are not suitable for you. They are already sold.
Not to anyone I know.
Thankfully, Dorothy, no.
Oh, what a pity.
Oh, I wasn't expecting another guest.
Shall I go?
Oh, no. Bunting is definitely becoming very irritable. He needs to answer the door himself.
You should have seen the state of the kitchen. It looked as though a battle had been fought in there.
Bunting, Mum!
Bunting, who is it?
Bunting, Mum, I just told you.
No, Bunting. Who was at the door?
Miss Marple, Mum, I observed her approach through the conservatory window.
And you haven't let her in yet?
No, Mum. I thought you might want to ignore her. I have heard you state on occasion that she is a nosy, interfering busybody.
Really, Bunting? You better let her in.
How'd you like, Mum?
Oh,
We could have ignored her. She might have gone away.
we couldn't do that. She does mean well. She lives in the village, Pierre. When she's there, she's always off on holiday or trips. The most curious thing happens, though. Wherever she goes, terrible things seem to happen. Someone always seems to get murdered.
They positively drop like flies. She's become quite famous for it.
Well, in that case, we will all have to be very careful, obviously. Bunting, Mum?
Oh, just get on with it, Bunting.
How'd you like? Miss Marple!
Thank you, Mr. Bunting. I hope you don't mind me calling in Mildred. I didn't realize you had visitors.
Well, Joan, surely you saw the Colonel's car in the drive.
A car? Oh, yes, I did. I'm very pleased to meet you, Colonel.
Oh, no, Joan. This is Pierre Marsan. He is one of my guests.
Oh, I see. How silly of me. How very nice to meet you, monsieur.
Enchanté. I am very pleased to meet you also. But if you will excuse me, I must prepare myself for dinner.
That makes you sound like a turkey, Pierre. Waiting to be stuffed.
Excuse me, ladies.
What a delightful young man. His accent rather reminds me of a Belgian gentleman I know. You have several guests staying, Mildred?
Oh, yes, his friends all in for the weekend.
How charming! I do so love a party. And I can't help noticing that delicious smell emanating from the kitchen. I expect you've excelled yourself, Dorothy.
Thank you, Miss Marple. It's very kind of you.
But I must be leaving. You'll want to enjoy yourself with your friends. I have a very small cold collation prepared for myself. I was rather hoping my nephew would be dropping by, but it seems he is rather tied up with one of his young gentlemen friends. I find it so dull eating alone. Anyway, I must leave. I only called because I thought Dorothy may be away this weekend. I hated the thought of you on your own up here, Mildred. Still, I have my small cold collation.
You don't have to leave straight away, Joan. You could stay a while.
No, I couldn't possibly disturb you.
You wouldn't be.
But I hate to intrude. Oh, dear.
You wouldn't be.
Oh, very well then. You'll find that I have the appetite of a sparrow. You'll hardly notice I'm here.
So, you plan on staying for dinner then?
It would be quite churlish of me to refuse such a delightful invitation.
We'll be eating in 30 minutes, if you'll excuse me.
Delightful young girl. Reminds me of myself when I was that age. Quite charming. If I remember correctly, you purchased your paintings from Pierre Marceau.
And I never regretted it.
I do so love art.
Something damn funny just happened. Oh, excuse me, my dear. I didn't realize you got company.
Oh, it's all right, Charles. This is Miss Marple from the village. This is Colonel Charles Craddock.
Delighted, Colonel.
Well, it's my pleasure, Miss...
Charles, we were just discussing the paintings.
What paintings, old girl?
The ones that I bought from Pierre. Oh, but that's right. You left Paris before he showed me his collection.
Yes, I suppose I must have.
So we're going to be wanting your opinion. Charles considers himself somewhat of a critic.
I never said that. Can't afford much myself, but I have bought the odd one for the club. Let's have a look, shall we?
Well?
Not bad. No, not bad at all. I've seen this chap's work before. Quite passable. Really pretty good copies.
Copies?
Well, yes, of course. You did know.
No. Yes, I did.
You were saying something funny had happened, Colonel.
Was I? Oh, yes, of course I was. Dashing funny. When we decided to call off the walk, I brought my old service revolver and 12-gauge downstairs so young Elizabeth could inspect it. Well, 12-gauge is still there, but the revolver's gone missing.
Oh dear, how inconvenient.
Inconvenient? Damn dangerous if you ask me. The lighter was loaded. Could cause a serious accident.
Perhaps it was one of the other guests playing a small joke on you, Colonel.
Maybe. But I don't see the funny side. And irresponsible, meddling with another chap's private things. Just not cricket.
Not cricket. Certainly not. Such a relaxing game, though. My nephew's quite good. His friends tell me he's a bit of a left-arm bender. At least, I believe they were talking about cricket.
Oh, yes, it sounds to me. It's a spinner. Used to bowl the odd googly myself. Mustache, things to do.
How very disturbing for the Colonel. Have you known him a long time? Mildred?
Oh, sorry, you spoke.
I was asking about the Colonel. How long have you known him?
Oh, it seems like forever. Will you excuse me a moment? Now, where did I put that book? Oh, I think it's in the dining room.
I expect he cut a dashing figure in his younger days.
Oh, he did. He looked so good in his uniform. The girls used to flock around him. Now, where did I put that book? Oh, you gave me such a shock. So you found...
What is it? What's happened?
It really is quite unfortunate. I seem to bring people such awfully bad luck. Your aunt's been shot, dead.